Please like and subscribe to Heather Tech.
Just let me discuss about the practical scenario here. So in this scenario, in this packet tracer summary activity, you will configure static route, default route, and floating static route for both IPv4 and IPv6 protocol. So configure IPv4 and okay, let's start now. Step number 1, configure IPv4 static default route. Okay, static default route on the edge router. So this is our edge router. So we need to configure the IP4 default static route. Configure directly connected IP4 default static route. So directly connected, we can say we have the exiting interface. Okay, so directly connected, we have the exiting interface. This is the primary default route and should be through the router ISP1. So it should be, this is our primary route, and so this primary route, the exiting interface is, this is our exiting interface, serial 001. It should go through this through this link. Okay, it should not go through this link. So now we will go to the edge router and we will configure IPv4 static default route. Okay, so now please, all of you, you need to help me out. So what is the command we can use to configure IPv4 default static route? So first we will go to the configure terminal. Okay,
Please like and subscribe to Heather Tech.
directly connected IPv4 default static route. So you need to write IP command IP route. So default static route. So default means you need to write 0.0.0.0 and subnet mask is also 0.0.0.0. Okay, and so it is a directly connected. Directly connected means, so we need to define the exiting interface. So the exiting interface is, this is the one. Let me go and arrange this one, at least you can see. Okay, serial 0.0.0. So this is our exiting interface. It is mentioned here. So this is directly connected route. It should be through the router ISP1. So this is our router ISP1. Okay, so let me arrange a little bit. So serial 0/0/0. Okay, so this is our exiting interface. Okay, so now step number 2, configure IP4 floating static default route. Floating static default route. Okay, floating static default route. So on the edge router, so we need to stay on the edge router. This is my edge router. Configure directly connected IPv4 floating static default route, and this default route should be through router ISP2. So this is ISP2. Okay, it should have administrative distance of 5. So we need to mention the administrative distance 5, because this is our, what is the default administrative distance of this link? Administrative distance, because this is the serial link na, so this is the administrative distance. Okay, so administrative distance here for this link we define, it is a default one. So what is a default administrative distance? 1. Default static
One.
route, yeah, default static route administrative distance is 1. So how I can make this one as a backup or floating static default route? If we will make it higher than 1, so in this way it is 5. So I need to configure 5. So this will become the backup default static route. Okay, in case of the failure of the primary route, so this will take our the traffic. Okay, now, so how we can configure IP route? IP route default 0.0.0.0, and subnet mask is again 0.0.0.0, and exiting interface this side is serial 001. Okay, so this is serial 001. If you will come and you will see here, okay, I will just show you. If you'll go up and you will see the serial interface, serial 001. If you will see, this is serial 001. Serial 00 is connected with the ISP, and serial 001 is connected with the ISP2. Okay, so now here serial 0/0/1. Okay, and the administrative distance we need to mention 5. Okay, then it become the backup default static root. Okay, backup default static root. Okay, now the second step number 3, sorry, step number 2 finish, to configure static and floating static default root. Okay, so step number 1 of part 2, configure IPv6 static default root. On the edge router, configure next hop. Now you can see the next hop static default root. So the primary default route should be through the ISP. So this is our primary link and this is our secondary link. So now we are going to configure IPv6 static default route. Okay, so this is our, we will next hop address. Okay, so we will use the next hop address. So what is the IP address of this serial 000 interface? If we are going through the ISP1, see ISP1. So what is the default what is the serial 001? So this is the IP address. Let me arrange, I will show you. This is the IP, this is the next hop IP address. Okay, so this is the IP address. Let me copy and default static root. Okay, so here IPv6. Okay, IPv6 root, IPv6 root. Okay, after that what we need to write? Can you tell me what we need to write for IPv6? What we need to write? /0. Okay,
0.
prefix is, yeah, prefix is 0. So through the ISP I already copy the serial interface IP address. Okay, it is a next hop IP na. So this is our next hop IP. Sorry, this one copy. Let me arrange here.
Please like and subscribe to Heather Tech.
This is the ISP1. So this can be the ISP1 serial 000. So this is the one. We need to mention this serial link IP address. Okay, because it's a next hop na. So we need to mention this one. Okay, just go to this point and now you can see IPv6 ::00 DB8 1.1 because this is my next hop IP address. Then part 2. Okay, part 2 we configure. Part 2 configure IPv6 static default route. We have configured. Okay, now and this one done. Step number 2. Step number 2, configure IPv6 floating static default route. Okay, configure IPv6 floating static default route. On the edge router, configure next hop. Again, next hop IPv6 floating static default route. So the route should be via through the ISP and use administrative distance of 5. So here, so we need to make IPv6 secondary route. This is our primary route. This is our backup route. So IPv6, we need to configure this link. Okay, now here. So this can be through the ISP2. So here we can configure the next hop IPv6 floating static default route. Okay, so floating static default route. Okay, so IPv6. So I will use the same, but here. So what is the serial 0001? So ISP2. If you will go to the ISP2 serial 0001. So this is the next hop IP address. Okay, just copy this one and use the same IP here. You can see 2.1. So this will be, and use the administrative distance here. What should be the administrative distance? Administrative distance of 5. So we will use administrative distance of 5. Okay, and enter. So part 2 finished. Now we are going to start the part number 3. Configure IPv4 static and floating static route to the internal LAN. So this is our internal LAN. If you will see LAN 1 and LAN 2. In this part of the lab, you will configure static and floating static route for the ISP router to the internal LAN. So configure IPv4 static route to the internal LAN. Okay. okay, on ISP1. So this is our ISP1. Configure next hop IPv4 static route to LAN number 1. So this is our LAN number 1. So this will be the destination address through the edge router. This is our edge router, okay? So this is our edge router. So here we will go to the ISP1, okay? So we'll go to the ISP1. Just let me arrange, okay? And part number 3. So enable, configure terminal, okay? Then IP route. So what is my destination IP? If you will see here, 1 minute. So this is my destination network, okay? So 192.168.10.16. So this is my destination network, LAN number 1, okay? So if it is LAN number 1, go there. So LAN number 1 IP route destination network is 192.168.10.16, okay? 10.16. So what is the subnet mask here? So the subnet mask is 255.255. So it is 28. So subnet mask become 54. Okay. So 240. 240. Okay. And it should go through this link. Okay. And here it is saying LAN 1. Next hop IP address. So what is the IP address of serial 00 interface? What is the IP address of serial 00 interface? We will go to the serial 00010.10.10.2. 10.10.10.2. Just copy this one and paste here. So this is our paste here. Okay, 10.10.10.2. Okay. Now next one is on ISP1 configure directly connected floating. Sorry, I was here, step number 1, sorry. So on ISP1 configure next hop IPv4 static route to LAN 2 network through the edge router. Okay, so now here ISP1 configure next hop IPv4 static route to LAN 2 through the edge router. So this is again I need to configure IP4 static, okay, of the LAN 2. Okay, so we will use the same because we have the same, but here destination network will be changed 11.32, but here we have 37. Okay, just let me take the subnet mask. Okay, sorry, I will go to the ISP router. Okay, and 240 10.192.240. Okay, but here is our serial 0000 interface. Na? So if this is a serial interface, we need to write 10.10.10.2. So this will be the same, okay? 10.10.10.2, okay? Because it will go through the same link, okay? To here, it will be changed because the destination is 192.168.11.32, okay? This is the destination 192.168.11.32, okay? So this is the only change, okay? Other than this, all other command is same. So first I configure this network destination network. Okay. Number 2, configure IPv4 floating static route to the internal LAN. Okay, configure IPv4 static route to the internal LAN. Okay, internal LAN. So here on ISP1, configure directly connected floating static route to LAN 1 through the ISP2 router. Use administrative distance 5. Okay, so we will use through the ISP2. Now this is our backup. Okay, so it can go through LAN 1. Okay, through this link. Okay, how we can configure through this link? So our destination network is 192.168.10.16. So this is our destination network and same subnet mask, but this time we will use directly connected. Okay, directly connected. If it is a directly connected, so you need to mention the serial interface, serial 0.0.0. okay, so you need to mention, on ISP, sorry, on where I am on ISP 1. So it can go through this gigabit 0 interface to LAN 1, okay. Now I will configure here, just focus IP route, okay. So 10.16, so this is my destination network, okay. 10.16 is my destination network and subnet mask is same, but this time I will use exiting interface, okay, and administrative distance I will use as a 5 because this is my backup route I need to configure, okay. So ISP 1, okay, I'm in ISP 1 and this is my destination 10.16 subnet mask, okay, and then here I need to configure the exiting interface. So what is my exiting interface here? I need to define, in this case I will use gigabit 0 0, okay. So gigabit 0 slash 0, okay, and administrative distance is 5, okay, and the next step I will use on ISP1 configure directly connected floating static route on LAN 2. Also for the LAN 2 we need to configure, okay, and the same command, okay, but the LAN 2 the IP will be 11.32, okay, 11.32. So this is LAN 2 11.32, okay, and same. This is done. Now the next step is configure IPv6 static and floating static route to the internal LAN, okay, and then here you need to configure on ISP1 configure the next hop, okay, this is part 4. So configure on ISP1 configure next hop IPv6 static route to LAN 1 network through the edge router. So now IPv4 we configure, but we did not configure the IPv6 static route to LAN 1, okay. So here we will configure the IPv6 static route to LAN 1. So this is my destination network 10.64. Copy this one. So this is 10 dot, this is my destination network, okay, DBA 10 dot double colon, okay, and here IPv6, okay, and IPv6, then I need to define my destination network 10 and slash 64, okay, and then I need to use the next hop IP. Where is the next hop? Let me see. So here we will use next hop IP address. So what is the next hop IP address here? So we will use serial 00 interface IP address. So whatever the IP is here, IPv6 00, okay. Let me go and see the edge router serial 00 interface. So this is the IP address, okay. So I will take 1.2. So this is my this one, and we will is it the, yeah, it's a primary network, so we will use this is a primary route, okay. So for IPv6 and sorry IPv6 route, so here we need to write IPv6 route, okay, done. IPv6 route done. Then again what we need to do, where is the instruction now? Part 4 on ISP1 configure next hop IPv6 static route to LAN 2 network through the edge. So we configure IPv6 route. Now we will configure for LAN 1, and we need to also configure the next hop IPv6 static route to the LAN 2 network, okay. This is LAN 2 network. So this is our LAN 2 network, okay, and here only bring changes here, okay. This is our LAN 2 IPv6 same. Next hop IP is 1.2, it is same, okay. Now it is done. Now the next one is configure IPv6 floating static route to the internal LAN. So now see, we configure the IPv6 primary route. Now we will configure the backup route, okay, for LAN 1 and LAN 2. Let's see what it is saying. Just read the instruction. On ISP1, this is the ISP1, configure the next hop IPv6 floating static route to LAN 1, okay, LAN 1 through ISP2 through the ISP2, okay. It should go through this one, not it should go from this link, okay. And use the administrative distance of 5. Okay, so the same we will do with LAN 1 and LAN 2, LAN 1 and LAN 2. So just we will use the same command, but here we will use the exiting interface will be this one. Next hop will be gigabit 00. Okay, so gigabit 00. Let me go and check the IP address of the gigabit 00. Okay, ISP2 gigabit 00. This is the IP address. Okay, ff.2. Okay, so this is the IP address we will use, ff.2. Okay, let me copy this one, and here we will use this one. Okay, it should go through this one, ISP2 to LAN 1. So our destination is same, but now our next hop will be the IP address of ISP2 router. Okay, now here we will write 2, but administrative distance is 5 because this is my backup route. Okay, so I will use 2. Okay, now done. And I will also use the same for 11.32, 11 I have done. I need to use now 1.11, and the other one is 1.10. Okay, so I will use the same administrative distance because the backup path for LAN 2 is also this one. Okay, done. So I have configured both. Okay, let's move to the, okay, we have done part number 4, ISP, and I also have done IPv6 floating static route, administrative distance 5 and 5. If your configuration has been completed correctly, you should be able to ping the web server from the host on LAN 1 and LAN 2. In addition, if the primary route link is down, connectivity between the LAN host and the web server should still exist. Okay, if the primary link will be fail, still we have the backup link to get access to our customer server. Okay, now we can read to the next, and I will show you at the end the output here. And part number 5, configure host route. Okay, configure host routes. So user on the corporate network frequently access a server. Okay, so this is here, that is owned by the important customer. In this part of the activity, you will configure the static host route to the server. Okay, on route will be floating static route to the support the redundant ISP connection. So we will use both IPv4 host route and IPv6 host route, and we will use both. Okay, floating directly connected floating host route, and we will also configure directly connected static route. Okay, so backup this primary and secondary. Okay, on the edge router, so this is my edge router, configure IPv4 directly connected host route. Okay, directly connected host route. So this is my directly connected, and let me go enable configure terminal edge router, and here I will configure IP route. Okay, IP route and my server. This is my server 0.10. So this is my server 0.10. Let me copy this server IP. Okay, IP route, paste. This is my server IP, and this is because this is the host IPv4 host route. Okay, so directly connected host route or to the customer server, and here subnet mask will be 255.255.255.255. Okay, and here we are using the exiting interface. Exiting interface is serial IP route serial 0.0.0.0. Okay, 0.0.0. Okay,
Please like and subscribe to Heather Tech.
see here there is a mistake. Yes, you can see now it is okay. Now it is fine. So now we need to configure this link now. Okay, so this time the interface will be serial 0001 because here administrative distance we will configure as a 5 to reach to this customer server. Okay, now serial 001. Okay, serial 001 and administrative distance is 5. Okay, done. That is done. Now, sorry, this is done. Now configure IPv6 host route. So we configure IPv4. Okay, now we will configure the IPv6 host route. So first from the ISP, second from the ISP2. Okay, the same. Now, so here in this case, we need to see the serial 00 interface of ISP1. Serial 00 interface IP is, this is my serial interface IP. Okay, and now I need to first, okay, I will paste this one, sorry, I will paste this one here, and I also need to see what is my IPv6 IP address here. So ff.10. Okay, so this is ff.10. Okay, and here I will go to IPv6 root. Okay, and this is paste, but here you can mention so 1 to 8. Okay, and this, it should go through this interface IP, serial 00 IP address of, this is next hop IP na, so next hop host root. Okay, so I need to give the IP address of this serial interface. Okay, now done. Not allowed. Why not allowed? Because I'm here, so I'm giving serial 00 ISP1. Let me check, is it correct? ISP1, sorry, where is the ISP1? Let me check. ISP1, so this is the one, sorry, ISP serial 000, this is the IP, sorry, ISP1. Okay, now if you will see, okay, this is the one. Okay, now this one we have done. Now we need to configure the backup route. Okay, so backup route to reach to this customer server in case of the primary route failure. So the same command, but our this serial 00 interface IP. So I will take this IP serial 001 IP address of ISP2. So where is the ISP2? So this is my ISP2 and serial 0001 IPv6 address. Okay, just copy and same command. See the same command. Paste here and enter. Sorry, this is my 5 and is the primary. Okay, now we configure, and here this is 5. Okay, now done. So now at the end we need to check the connectivity here. If you will see here, you can check the connectivity. Okay,
Please like and subscribe to Heather Tech.
that's all for today. If you will check the ping from here to the server, now it will work. Go to the server from here. This is your server address, and go to the PC1. Go to the command prompt. Write the ping and paste here 0.10. It will take some time, and so it will start pinging to the. You can see we can ping to the server. So you can just shut down this interface again. You will check. Still, you will able to ping. Okay. Now from PC2, you can also check the ping, and you can see here 0.10. Okay, now it is fine. So it means our activity is completed.
Please like and subscribe to Heather Tech.